Well, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. And I am so excited to bring this to you and all those that are interested in coaching and interested in obtaining some information about getting speaking engagements and also obtaining getting more clients. So I am going to provide you with information on how to um, get clients or more or less niche down on what I did with my own business. And I will tell you that in my own business, what I did do is I created um, a way to hone into what clients I work with. So I work with child trauma and unresolved trauma in adults. For years I've been doing that, right? When I was working with the church and with their families and counseling and what have you. And then once I got my counseling certification, then I got my coaching certification through um, NLP. And what happened was I wanted to kind of mainstream, and I was looking at all the beautiful things that everybody was doing, all these coaches, what they were doing, right? It kind of got me off the trail of what I was supposed to be doing, right? So can tell you for about 2 years after I quit working at a job for that I had for 4 years, and I planned to do this full time. I was looking at all the shiny things, all the shiny ideas that people had, you know, ways that you can get these clients and make $15,000 a week, and all the stuff I was looking at, and I was paying attention to that a whole lot. And what happened is that I got off the beaten path of what I was really here for. So, what I'm going to share with you today is really number one is to stay true to your passion. Don't look at all these shiny baubles and all these things that go along with coaching, and you see all this crazy, this stuff. Don't look to that. Create your own system. So, when I say system, let's think about after you set up your business, right? After you set up your business, the way you set up a business. So if you set up a business in general, right? In general, you set up a business, you're going to get your business certificate, you're going to get all the certifications you need, correct? And you're going to get, your EIN number and all those things, set up all those things, insurance and what have you. I'm talking about now getting to the grit of how do I get clients? And normally after you've coached or you got your certificate, I'm sorry, not coach, but once you get your certificate, right? You don't have to do anything free or pro bono unless you want to, unless that's built into your business plan. So in my business plan, my own business plan, what I have done is I have allocated 10% of my time to those who are less fortunate than I, and I coach them. And so I designate, 10% of my hours, whatever hours I'm working, to that purpose. And that's, me giving back or paying it forward. The second thing that you need to do in this is really step up and know what your passion is. Use your skills. That's what it is. Number two. Number two is using your skills. So how do you use your skills? So in order for me to niche down or focus down or finite down into my own goals, of my coaching, I had to really niche down what I did the best, and use those skills to kind of make your coaching plan work. Now, for me, I'm a writer, right? Okay, so I'm a writer and I'm a real estate broker, right? So what I did was in my plan, I said, okay, what I'm going to do is focus on real estate at a certain period of time in my business. So for me, for real estate, for being a real estate coach, real estate instructor, real estate broker, I'm going to do from May to June. And those are my designated times. And I'm going to have hours. I'm going to have the hours that I'm going to be working and how many clients and the goals of how many clients I'm going to have for those few months. So I usually put a goal of 4 clients in those few months to sell them a house. That's what I do. All right. Then when it comes to your coaching itself, what you need to do is figure out what your skills are. So I incorporate my skills as a writer into my coaching. So each one of my clients that I work with, we end up writing a story together. And I add that to, because that's what I do very well. And I incorporate all of my clients and we write a book together if they're not already writing for themselves. So what I'm telling you is niche down, but use your skills. Use the skills that you are good at. Use them. There's no need to get into coaching and not use your full self, because what ends up happening, you got 4 or 5 things going on instead of one main central thing that is going on. So you're not, when you help everybody or you try to help everybody, you help no one. So I want you to be clear on that, is that make sure that you're using all of who you are, all of what you do in this coaching business, so that you won't go lacking and you won't know what you're doing, what you're really focused on. The third thing is, don't create a coaching um, niche that people don't understand. So make sure it's clear enough that they know what you're doing. So when you say your life purpose coach, oh, okay, a life purpose. Life purpose means a lot. Means that you know that what I want to do in life, I really want to do it, whether I'm young, I'm older, or I'm middle aged, or whatever. So life purpose means that. So what is my life purpose? How do I incorporate that so that I can work with people, that I can profit, and then I can help the planet? So those things, make sure that you are niche down enough that you're really focusing on who you're serving, but make sure who you're serving knows what that you're serving them. Don't make it like this big old title of a coach and they don't know what you do. It's simple as that, because I made that mistake and everybody used to ask me, well, what is that? What is that? And I'm like, wow, if they don't know, then that's why I'm not getting clients. So everyone has to know what you really do. Chop it down in digestible words so that people say, oh, this is what you do. And pick up, you go, oh, that's what she does. And will always think of you as that expert in that area. So they will always pass your name around in every situation like that. That's how I get a lot of my referrals, is people know exactly what I do. They may know that I do all these other things, but they know exactly what I focus on, what all of my programming is about, what all of that I talk about, what all that I go and publicly speak about. So they know that. Make sure that your clients know what the benefit of working with you. Now, the final thing is, I'm going to say before I get to the PowerPoint, is to, when you're talking up to the clients, most of us, we move on our own passion. When a coach is working with you, or when the coach comes out and starts, they are motivated by something that happened to them, right? And they are motivated to learn more about what happened to them, educate them on that, on what happened to them, and then they're going to teach other people how to overcome. That's what mostly the passion of a life coach is. So, but make sure that you know what the client wants. You make sure you know what their pain points are, because they might not be your pain points. But make sure that you're not talking, well, I did this and I did that and I did. Gotta make sure that you are focusing. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll receive. From this is what you will learn. That they know the benefit. Because most of the time, a lot of our marketing is all about what we do. who we are, so make sure that even when you create your, I'm looking for my business card, even if you create a business card, I got everybody else's business card but mine, that you are, um, I don't know where I did it. I have everybody else's. Make sure that's on your business card. People know exactly what you do. Make sure it's one thing. Don't make it 20 things. Don't give them 20 cards. Make it that you're specialized in one thing. Again, when you try to help everyone, you help no one, because nobody knows what you're focused on. And nobody knows that you're an expert. They know you're a jack of all trades when you got 3 or 4 things on your business card. That's what they know, that you're jack of all trades. And when people are looking for something, they want exactly what they want. Just when you go to the grocery store, they know exactly what they want. They're not going to go, I want lasagna, but I think I'll go over and buy meatloaf. They're not going to do that. So make sure that you are so finite on that your card doesn't have this and that and this and that on there. You can have maybe like an author or a CEO and a founder. You can have that, but I'm talking about random things, like if you love social media. Oh, I also help with social media, or I also do this, or I also do that. Make sure it's just one thing, because you want to be an expert and not a jack of all trades, because people want to call you and say, hey, I know Elizabeth does blah blah blah, let me call her. I know, Edna, talks to children, about trauma, or adults with trauma. Someone needs her help. Let me call her. So make sure that you're doing that. Okay. Um, Another great thing to do, and I ask everyone to do this now because I learned it. I have a business card that has a QR code on the front or the back. So you can actually reuse the card and just have a few cards and then have a QR code on the side. So it's a new sneaky trick, which is great. I have it on. I have a QR code card, so I don't have to ever run out. Okay, ever run out. So make sure you have that, because everybody has a phone now, and they can just run their card, the picture over the card, and it collects your contact information. So when you are connecting with people, you are giving them the information and not having enough cards. if I said that right. So those are my little tidbits. But in when I show you the PowerPoint, right? I'm going to share with you some things that we can, that you can actually implement on the way through. So let me see. Hold on a second. And we're gonna get there. Hello, Delicia. Hello, Yvonne. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I am going to share the screen. Let me see, where am I? I'm sharing. So give me a moment. Okay. So I'm gonna. You see what I did? I started way in the bottom. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even put it up. Okay. So where I'm starting right now is starting and grow to start and grow your business. Now, I don't know if you know this already, but both coaching and speaking go together. We may not know that, but when we're speaking to someone that we don't know, is public speaking. So just so you know, it's the same thing. So you may not say it, and you may want to put it on your business card, or like I have it on my screen, but they're synonymous. They go together. Most life coaches are literally speakers that I've gone to see in other places. They're speakers, public speakers. So they can speak about any subject. They're also presenters. They're also facilitators. So make sure that you understand that, you will always be a public speaker, because you speak to people in the public, which makes a little bit of sense. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna go from the simple basics. Is choose your niche. So if you're great at Let me see. Somebody give me an example. I don't know. Tell me what you're great at. Tell me, somebody share with me what they're great at, and I can tell you, I can use you as an example. Delicia, what are you great at if you're there? Leadership. Okay, perfect. So if you're a leadership coach, right? If you are a leadership coach, what you could do is you're focused. Now, what does leadership mean to the people in the public? Mostly it means that, in their heads, and it's no downplay to you, but what Delisha, what I'm trying to say is, what does leadership mean to people in the audience? So if I'm talking to somebody, right, what does leadership mean? They're going to say, what are you a leadership? What are you teaching me the leadership over? Or what are you teaching me leadership about? What would you say? I think I'm talking. I'm talking to Delisha. Delisha, what would you say leadership was? If someone asked you, "How are you going to lead me?" How would you lead me? Okay, I guess she's not there. Okay, so but anyway, make sure that the leadership part is clear to people. Okay, make sure it's clear. What are you leading them to? So for me, I'm a life purpose coach. Why you're here? Oh, typing fast. Okay, gotcha. So what are you a leader? What are you leading me to? What is it that you can do for me? I know what leadership is, but what is it that leadership going to do for me? So, okay, she said, give her a moment. Okay, so you need to explain to your audience, even though you're in leadership. Now, when that comes up, right? When only time that word comes up for me is life purpose. Only that time that comes up is when I'm applying to a proposal to speak somewhere. They know what that is because now I'm giving them a proposal and a topic to speak on. So now they know. So when you're talking to the audience, you gotta give them, or want to talk to your audience, you gotta give them easy, digestible things. So it could be, your slogan could be lead. Delisha, I know you, and I know about what you do. Give them leadership with their children. And be a parental leader, something like that, and that's what you got to give them, a parental leadership, something in that, something in that category, right? So you want to, oh, that's what she does. And I think I teased you before, and I said, oh, you're nobody but the nanny. You're the nanny that drives up to the house and makes the kids behave, teaches the parents how to teach the kids to behave. That's who you are. And that's what I was saying. We have titles, but people need to understand what we do. So choose a niche that is, you explain it away in a way that the audience will quickly pick it up. And that's how you get clients. If you do not, they don't know. So they don't know to ask you. If there's 1,000, if you're in a room of 1,000 parents that need your help, and they're probably thinking, oh my God, I gotta go home to this kid, da 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 da. But you're saying leadership, and they're gonna say, I don't know what that is. I don't think I need Delicia's help. So you, on your business card or in your perfect pitch, you have to say, I lead, help parents lead their children to great behavior, whatever the case may be. That's what leadership is, but in a small scale and in a digestible scale for the clients. You want to say something like that. You want to have a tagline like that so that they know what you're doing. They know. Okay. So, whatever it is that you're passionate about and you've experienced for yourself, right? You've experienced it and you've gained some success from it. from teaching yourself how to get through these modules or whatever you've done in your life, because you're going to create modules, right? Because you create courses. So you want to be able to provide that to them and say, hey, this is how I got when I did not have control over my children or my child. I taught myself these steps, and that's your story, right? And then you would be able, those parents are like, wait, you do what? You do what? And then that's when you get clients. And that's when you also, even if they're not your client, you made it so digestible, they remember. They remember what you do. I've gotten so many referrals from people that say, oh, they're having problems with what? Oh, this is what Edna does. Call Edna. So make sure that it's digestible for your audience, what you do. Yes, I understand that, because we always talk in our language, and those I think they're acronyms or whatever they are. I guess they are. Like, we're so used to all those short letters to avoid using the whole word. We can't do that when it comes to marketing and getting clients. Can't do that. Can't talk in our lingo. Not everyone is a life coach, and not everyone is a therapist. Not everyone's, in the arena you are in. You want it digestible so that your ideal client gets attracted to you. And that's what it means. It's attracted to you. You don't have to talk about it. You say it one time, it's easy. Everybody remembers. Oh wow, this is what she does. This is what he does. So you want to make sure that your niche is so finite around what you already know. So if, for example, if you were a finance officer, you can be a life coach in coaching people on how to get their finances together and have it sustainable throughout their lives, right? Or if you were, let's see, what else? For instance, me, if I'm a real estate agent, a broker, I could actually teach people, how to expand their real estate, career. It's just, so I incorporate what I know, what things I've experienced, and what I'm really passionate about into what I do, so that it becomes so fluid that everyone will know who you are and what you do. So make sure that that is so finite, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that's so finite. Work on that so that your audience, or whoever you're talking to, understands what you're doing. Okay. Hello, Charlene. How are you? Okay. Now, step 2, define your coaching style. Now, we don't always talk about this style. Okay. We don't always do that. And this is very important to define your coaching style. Now, there's some questions you need to ask yourself that will probably show you what you do. So for me, I always spoke in a crowd, and I did some one-to-ones. And I'll tell you why this is good, because you will know who you're serving and when and how many you need to make the money you want. Okay? So the first question is, will you coach one-to-one or in groups? Which one will you do? Which one do you feel better at doing? Because again, remember what I said, if you coach everyone, you coach no one. So you answer these questions yourself. Will you work with individuals or businesses? I worked with some individuals, but my data showed me I worked with businesses more than I did with individuals. My individuals were 10% versus my 90% businesses. So you have to figure that out, because that's important for your business. Because if you don't do this, you're not going to move forward. You're just going to be stuck where you are trying to figure things out. These are questions you need to ask yourself. Will you coach by video, phone, face-to-face, or another method of communication? How will you do this? Okay. And most of us will probably say Zoom because I coach individuals in Australia and the UK. So you might want to say it's Zoom or video face to face. Some of which, if I'm local and I do a one to one, and mostly I do children. If I do children, it's face to face, one to one, because I find on the Zoom they kind of zoom away. So I do face to face, so that they're talking to me and they feel important and they are willing to trust me. So with children, it's different for me. Will you provide additional coaching materials such as workbooks, webinars, or chat support? And this is really important because people have challenges along the way. Okay. So you want to be able to give them additional material. I provide, I'll show you one of my children's books. I provide, if we're working on emotional things, so I provide them a 26 pager, and we kind of work in this every time we meet. So I provide them worksheets. That's part of my plan, because guess what? People are going to ask you, what do you provide me? They don't want to just hear, oh, it's coaching. Well, I want something more. I provide them, the workbook, worksheets, and I also provide them 2 times or 3 times a week if they have challenges, a moment to chat, 15 to 30 minutes chat, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of stick to my guns because you don't want them dependent on you. You want them to be independent, not codependent. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself, because you need to get this. This is part of your business plan. Okay. This is part of what you're going to be doing, because you have to establish how much you're charging for this. All right. So if you're a solopreneur, which I don't like the word solopreneur, and I'm going to say this, I know Yvonne is probably going to be like on telling me I should be quiet, but I aspire to always hire someone to do your heavy lifting. And that's the social media, your emails, your proposals. Hire an intern. It's too easy to get an intern to do some of this work for you. It's too easy. You don't need to be on social media except to do these workshops, except for do some lives, you don't need to be doing that. They can do all of that. They can spice the videos. They can post your books or whatever it is. Let them do that. And an intern will save you a lot of work. And it actually saved me, because I'm able to do some CEO stuff or some fun stuff. It frees my time up to do the more important things. Sometimes it's just napping, but so it saves me from, and gives me time for myself. And it also helps you if you have a main job until you transition into this full time. So when you have a full-time job, I'm going to tell you, interns are the way to go. So make sure that, keep that tidbit in your mind, write it down, get an intern, go to any college around you, ask an intern, get it done. Get somebody to do your social media, get someone to do emails. Can't tell you. And I have someone that does my proposals. I only had to teach them one time, and they figured it out, and they send off my proposals, 3 or 4 of them a week. Okay. So make sure. All right. I also will add this is, if you're making your content, start to exercise options with AI. I'm telling you, it will save you tons of work. That is such a great tool to create marketing for you, to create videos for you. Start to look at some of the apps that they have to create and repurpose of something what you already have. Okay. So, but that's a side note. So, so I've talked about defining your coaching style, right? Remember, this is going to be part of how you're going to figure out how much money you're going to make. Now, step 3, set your pricing. Now, my downfall when I started to set, I had set my pricing prior, But I started to see all these new shiny things and people talking about, oh, they made 15,000 and all this stuff. They made all this money. And I was like, well, I want to make that money like that, you know. But what happened is I found out what it took to make 15,000 a week. And that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to fly all over, go here and have, 20 clients a day. I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to, set my pricing in a way that it was conducive for everyone. Now, what I will tell you, depending where you are in your business, what I've done in order to work with other therapists, I've created a sliding scale fee for under a certain amount. So I'm able to grasp those clients in those that are with therapists. So they say, oh, we have too many. And that's when a coach comes in. So if you send your proposal to a therapist and you have a sliding scale fee, it'll work for you. So I am telling you that that's really important, because if I'm gonna go back to your interns will send out letters, do research for you, find these companies and send out letters that get you business. If you don't have that back end work being done, this is what you're missing out on. That's why your clients are not coming to you. They're not always going to come from social media. Social media is only there to make everyone know exactly what you do and make you the top dog in that. That's all it's going to do, nothing more. Okay? So I want you to understand that. And then it also puts you, in people's minds as well. But it's all 100. I want to say depends on where you are. So for me, I look at businesses. So I'm always on LinkedIn. I grab the attention of all the businesses, and the businesses contact me and want me to speak for them, present for them, whatever it is. So I have more success on LinkedIn than I do anything, because I know who my target audience is. It was several years ago that I didn't know, because I was always trying to help those that I knew or in my circle or in my community, and I couldn't help them because they couldn't afford me. So I started reaching up higher, and then I was able to then help those that were in my community that needed the service. So you have to have a clear understanding of who you serve. Okay, so set your pricing. When you do this, you're considering the hourly rate. So what are you worth? I always ask all my clients, what are you worth? And they really can't tell me. And sometimes I get the answer that they don't even pay themselves. And I was like, that's a no. You pay yourself first, because when you do something that you are not celebrated, you do not continue it. You will not be able to sustain it. So celebrate yourself and pay yourself first. Okay, that's my little tidbit. But when you're talking about setting your pricing, make sure that it's, you can look at the competitor's price, but be realistic. Be realistic. Understand what you bring to the table, like we just broke down. What do you bring into the table that other people may not have? It's a test, and most people don't like to talk about money, but I like to, because then it's above board, everybody knows. So make sure that you can test the number. You could test the number, see what it comes back at. And I finally found my happy place, that actually when I times the number of hours I want to work and how many clients I want, it comes out to the number for the month, what I need. So make sure you're testing it out. Check out your competitors, and see what you can do. So let's see. So I see Yvonne. I'm gonna take Yvonne for example. She's a transitional life coach who provides encouragement to women with their life changes. Explain what that means. So when you're talking to me, I'm going to ask myself, what the heck is a transitional life coach? What's transitional? What does that mean? Tell me. Are you working with women in the 50s and 60s who are retiring and want to learn blah blah blah. Encouragement is a broad and a big statement. It means nothing to someone who has a problem. That's like um, that's like saying a doctor, okay, you have a medication. If you have a medication, right, you're a medication, right, and you say to them, say, I have medication, and the medication works for the whole body, but you have a cold, okay? So you need to have digestible words that the audience and those that you talk to, even though they may be very intelligent, that they can say, okay, this is what that means. They don't have to decipher it, because when I'm looking at it, I have to decipher that. Encouragement to women for what? What life changes? Is it divorce? Is it retirement? Is it job transition? What is it? Be specific so you can help specific people. And I know I'm picking on you, Yvonne, but just be specific. We want you to be so specific. Remember, a niche is not everybody; it's one somebody. So that way, when you get that one somebody, you'll get everybody. If that makes sense. Okay, so make sure that who you are and what you do is so finite. I can't explain to you how important that is, because I know in my own career, I was all over the place. I was really all over the place. Couldn't figure it out until I hired somebody. I hired somebody to coach me in marketing and to really focus in or hone in onto what I do. And when he told me, I was like, oh my gosh, I was doing that before, but I got off it because I saw all these shiny things and all these new things, and I was paying attention to everybody else. In this field, you cannot do that. All you're going to do is spin your wheels, spin your wheels, and waste time. I can't tell you how much time I've lost in work now. I'm so finite. I don't even, when I say my price to people, I'm not even ashamed to say my price. I don't even get scared. I don't. I just say it, and if they take it, if they pick it up, it's great. They don't, they don't. But I say my price, and some people like it and some people don't. But that's not for you to worry about. You have created a number that's comfortable, and it does increase after time, like anything else. But start at a number that's comfortable for you, and also comfortable, that you can actually make a sliding scale fee over a certain amount of income. So I started implementing that, and it worked. It worked like a charm. Like when I started working with other therapists, so it worked like a charm. Okay. So number two is demand for services in your niche. So I'll go back to Yvonne. I'm not saying you do this, Yvonne, but if Yvonne is coaching women who are transitioning from one job to entrepreneurial status or something that they love to do, right? She's going to provide. Is there a demand for that service? And I'm going to say with Delicia, yes, there's a demand for IT people to have control over their children, because they're so busy doing a lot of things and their children are all over. So there's a demand for leadership. Is also demand for when people get ready to retire. What do I do next step? There's a demand for that. Make sure that you've scouted everyone and you've gotten, your audience knows, okay, yeah, this works. So you have a niche that now there's a demand for it. Okay. So when in the example that Yvonne gave us, there's a demand for all of that, but you want to have your one thing. What's one thing in your life that impacted you so much that said, there's got to be somebody out there that has felt like this at one time, and that I know I can help them because I overcame this. So it's that one thing that you can talk about and you can have a story about, and that you can bring people to the hallelujah moment. Okay? And then there's a desired annual income. And I'm going to tell you the secret that I got, which was, I thought it was brilliant. And I was like, like I couldn't believe it. So how you come to your annual and desired annual income. So what you're going to do is you're going to write every expense that you have, every expense on one sheet of paper, every expense you have, every expense. Don't forget to include income. Not income, entertainment, and also your pay on there. Okay, so if you're at a full time job, excuse me, if you're at a full time job, I'm using 100,000, and you're making $100,000. Okay, that goes on there, and then you could break it down how much it is per month or whatever. So you're going to take that total amount there, and once you see that on a piece of paper, and you say, "Wow, I spent all that money," that's the money you have to make to live. That's the number. With your income and everything, that's the number you have to make in this business. So when you're transitioning, right, you're making sure you're getting paid, or you have in mind to be paid this amount, and you're creating a competitive a pricing. I'm not a competitive price, but a pricing on that. Okay, that going to get you that number, so you'll know, number one, how many clients I need to make a monthly income. So if I break $100,000 down, and okay, I have, let's say, 150, right? So if I divide that 150,000 divided by 12, I got a monthly amount, which I'm not good at math, but I'm gonna use my calculator. Hold on a second. Here we go. So okay, so that's $18,000 a month. Did I get that right? I probably got that wrong. Divided by 12, let's see. Nope, 12,500. I did get it wrong. So that's $12,500 a month you're going to need to make. So you're going to break that down to, now, how many clients do I need? What does $12,500 a month looks like in hourly, by the hour? So you're going to take that and divide that into hours. Like, okay, so how many hours there's 30 days in a month, but you're going to break it down in hours. And you're going to find out, you're going to break it down so much that you'll find out, okay, this is how much I got to make an hour with a client, okay, to make this much. So it may be, I don't know the number, but divided by 3. So it's $416 a day. So $416 a day, and depending on how many hours you want to work. So I only want to work 3 hours a day. I have to be making $130 an hour, or $138 an hour. Now, is that a viable number for you? Is it something you can do? Is it something that your demand for services can hold? Because usually the pricing for life coaching is between $50 and $150, depending on how far you go and how long. So depending on what you do. So look, with your type of coaching, you got to figure it out. So you want to know how many hours you're going to work. Say, I only want to work 3 hours a day. Oh no, not 3 hours a day. I only want to work 3 hours Monday through Friday a day. That's all I want, not Saturday and Sunday. So that's counting, the 30 days. So you want to break that number down. So that's how you kind of set your pricing. That's what I did, and it made a world of difference to me. It wasn't somebody else's number. It wasn't my competitor's number. It wasn't these astronomical numbers out there in the world. And then when I started doing that, then the clients started coming to me, and I was like, oh, okay, I got that for the day. Boom, done. Got that for boom, 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 boom. And I was like, that's how it's done. Okay, so it's always coming in because now you're more confident about what you do. If you're all over the place, over the place, changing your price for every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it's not going to work. You got to stay at that number. And if no one's coming to you, you have to reevaluate. Well, what would be a comfortable number to start at? What would get me what I need, but yet, is something somebody can afford. And then you might break it down to, sliding scale fee. All right. Are there any questions on this before I just shuffle along? Because I am shuffling. If not, I don't see any in the chat. I don't want to disregard anybody. But if you have a question right here on any of this, let me know. Okay. I'm going to move on. All right. So now let's go here. Number 4, lay down your business infrastructure. And I think I said this in the beginning. Outside of registering your business, outside of doing your federal tax and ID, outside of getting your licenses and your permits, and your bank accounts, and your insurance that goes along with this, that's the infrastructure you really have to have. That's supposed to be there, because no matter what you're doing, even if you want it to be your name, like in real estate, you can have your brokerage your name and it's fine. But if you want it to be in your name, you have to have a different number for that account, because now you're taking, using that money. And so to say you have a separate account. I never believed in commingling. I'm gonna tell you that. I've always had separate accounts for everything. If I'm doing real estate money goes in real estate. I don't commingle any of that. So I have accounts for each one. I really do, to keep structure to it, because if I have a receipt that I went out the other day and I bought something for my business, that goes towards that, doesn't go towards me personally. So I start to separate things. So just make sure that your infrastructure is laid down properly. Because again, if you're willy-nilly, guess what's going to happen? Your clients are going to be willy-nilly. And always remember your energy. So whatever you're not getting, or what you're getting is your energy. What you're drawing to them. You're drawing. So make sure that you're set up, that you can like actually be set, and you can do this free flowing, moving ahead. Okay, so this part is so very important. I'm going to tell you why. Because for the government, okay, so I am a minority woman's business enterprise. And for that particular organization, you're not considered a coach, you're considered a counselor. And so you have a different type of number. Coaching is not in it. There's coaching, but there's soccer coaching, and there's those things. But you come under the guise of counseling. All right. And this right here is sketching out a business plan. And I remember writing my business plan out, and my son was 5, and he was like crawling all over me, playing with me. And I'm writing in pencil, because the pen, I would be so frustrated because he'd be climbing all over me. I have to erase and everything, but I wrote it in pencil. And it wasn't an elaborate plan that everybody thinks it is. It's just where I'm going in 1 month, where I'm going in 3 months, where I'm going in 5 months, where I'm going in 6 months, where I'm going to be in a year, and make it attainable. Don't make it, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire in a year. No, well, you can't be if you're not a 6-figure yet. You can't even be that. That just doesn't make any sense. What steps are you going to be taking to get to $1 million? You have a lot to do to get to $1 million. Okay, so develop a business plan that shows a roadmap and a guide from different stages of your growth in your business. Okay, then there's a piece of it called the capability statement, which again has to do with the minority women business enterprise. Capability statement shows and says what you can and you can't do, and who your competition is, and what you bring to the table. Once you know that, you know what to give your clients. If you have not done this, you're doing yourself a disservice, because it's important for you to know what you can provide, instead of pulling it out of the air when someone says, well, what do you do? Oh, here's my card. It's sitting right there. So, what do you do? Okay. And you can answer it with all certainty. This is what I do. Okay. So, in this business plan, I know you all probably know, I'm going to go really quick, is the executive summary, company description and mission statement, your business goals, market and competitive research. So, who's around you that does whatever you do and how many are around you, that kind of thing. List the services you offer and your financial plan. Like what is that you're paying for? What's going out, what's coming in, that kind of thing. Okay, so number 6, and this is for your interns. Sketch out a marketing plan. What's your marketing plan? What are you going to do? What do you have content that can be repurposed and made fresh and new that you don't have to redo anything? Do you have that? Do you have a budget for it? And if you don't have a budget for it, what can you use that's free that you can actually build up to create a budget? Okay. You have so many choices when you start to do this marketing plan. That's important. And how you market yourself is so very important. It's giving people what they're going to, if you're doing videos, for instance, myself, if I'm doing videos and I'm marketing, I'm not posting. So there's two different things. Marketing and posting are two different things. If I'm marketing, I'm telling people what this video is about, what they'll get out of it, and what the call to action is. Press the button or call me for more information. Every one of my posts has a call to action on it, and they know exactly what they're getting. So I may talk in my language. Hey, we're going to talk about, emotional dysfunction. What does that mean? And I explain it in few words, and they get it. And this is what you're going to learn from the video. This is what's going to happen. You give them 3 little tidbits of what they're going to learn, and then the call to action. That's a marketing. But marketing is getting people to do what you want them to do. It's not posting something up and hope that they push the button. It's posting it up, giving them direction to do something for you. Okay? So when you're launching your business, you have to, it takes time, but if you get the interns, like I said, I keep saying that, I don't know why I keep saying it, and they can do a lot of this, and now you know what you want to post. This is what I want. This is what I want videos here, this, and you want everything to market you so that you are the expert in that area. Leadership with parents who work in IT that need their children to not corral, but to give their children discipline or whatever the case may be. Something help with their children, something. I'm trying to get it right, Delisha. I'm trying to get it right. So you make sure that your marketing plan reflects that. Make sure that you have your topic for the week. If it's in one of my groups, I pick a topic for the month and I just talk about that. There's so much you can do with one subject for a month that it's not that hard. You can create one video for an hour and have it cut in so many pieces, and you have a whole month there right for your choosing. So make sure that you're doing that. And AI, there is a tool called, oh goodness, Opus, that you put your video in and it splits it into like 20 videos, and it's free. And it's amazing. And if you want don't you pay for it and remove the Opus, but it's free. You can do that for yourself. Make sure you have a marketing plan. Even with the interns, if you want them to create things using AI, you tell them, I need you to learn this, and show them how to do it if they don't already know. But make sure, that you're using those marketing tools, those AI. I love AI. So make sure you're using those things. So when you're creating your marketing plan, make sure your description of your target audience and your ideal client. Now, let's talk about your ideal client and your target audience. Your target audience is something different. It's different than your ideal client. Your ideal client is women 50 to 60 years old, making 90,000 a year, transitioning out of their job into entrepreneur status. That's your ideal client. Your target audience are those you need to hear this, that can pass it along the pipeline. Now, who are those people? So I tell everyone, get 5 of them. So let's take something easy like real estate, right? My target audience is not the buyer or the seller. My target audience is attorneys, um, home inspectors, real estate brokers or agents, right? Um, ty- what is it? The town, maybe even the town. And one more. Did I say lawyers already? Well, banks. Okay, bank mortgage companies. Yeah. So those are my target audiences. They're the ones that I talk to that I need to get business from them. I tell them who I am. This is what I do, and I chat with them. They pass my name on. Oh, we have somebody that doesn't have an agent but needs an agent. They're not quite ready yet, but I'll send your name to them. That's your target audience. So make sure you have 5 of them, and make sure that you're talking to 5 of those people, or of any of those groups, at least once a week. So you're putting aside 2 hours to have a chat with somebody, because I can't tell you how important it is that networking is so important, and do it the right way. Is that you're having a conversation with them, telling them what you do, they tell you what they can do, and then at the end of the conversation say, now how can we help each other make some business? That's the final question. And then you collaborate. And then when can we follow up with each other, that you shared my information with so and so, and I shared your information with so and so? That way, you make everybody accountable. But make sure that you have those 5 target audience people, and you're talking to 5 of them at least a week. You're somebody new or somebody old that you haven't contacted. 3, 6, and 12-month goals on, when you're planning a social media, a marketing plan. What do I want to see in 3 months? Okay, I want to sell. For me, it would be in 3 months. I want to sell 10 books. Okay, what I want to see in 6 months, I want to see 5 to 10, no, 5 signups for my online course. What I want to see in 12 months, I want to see 5 speaking engagements for the year. So you have to have goals like that, 5 speaking engagements per year. Then you outline how you'll promote your services. We often talk about, like, we talk about what we do, or we share what we do, but we do not market our services. We do not say that, we do not post up and say, this is the service I have. We don't do that. We don't share, contact me, in my, direct mail, DM, or here's my link to set up an appointment. We don't do that. Make sure you have, like, a short version, a medium, and a long version of whatever you're marketing. Make sure you have that. So you're setting yourself up, especially around that end, because that's what I call the back end. So the back end is working while you're doing the harder things, pushing everything along. So, and then you have a formal mission statement. What is your goal? What is your mission? That way you know exactly what you're doing. It creates confidence. And then when you're not flopping around trying to find the right words, make sure that you know all of this. List the platforms you want to be on, apps or software, whatever you want to do. Make sure that all of it has some content that really covers what you do and talks about what you talk about. And it covers what you talk about. That's going to get that target, not the target, but the ideal client. So if the ideal client, and I'm gonna go back to Delicia, if your ideal client's IT, people in IT, do they know you talking to them? Is your message directly to them? Probably not. So they don't know. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. So I think I'm going to skip down to what I'm supposed to be telling you. So where is it? Let's see where it is. So how can you get some business, right? So let's see. Hold on. So we talked about organically, right? We talked about that. Then there's paid, right? So there's paid traffic, and I think Google just shut down their their thing for that. The Google the pay thing. They just shut that down. They're not even doing it anymore. I don't know why. But Facebook does it, YouTube does it. So there's a way that you do it for paid, right? Um, I'm trying to rush. Now there's referrals where I talk to you about those 5 people, connecting with them. But there's also ways to do this. And here are some free things that you could take advantage of. Booking speaking engagements. And I know that some of us have, podcasts, which that's a speaking engagement. And I hope that in that you're giving a commercial or two about what you do and giving a special price for something. I hope that you're, promoting yourself, not just what you do, but you're promoting and putting a marketing piece in there for yourself. So there's a platform called espeakers.com, and it's free. Okay. And you set up it's a whole platform. You set it up, and they put out speaking engagements all over the universe. Is it universe? Yeah. From all over. You can actually apply for they have the emails, they have the name of the conference, they have whatever it is, they have it there. That's a great place to find speaking engagements. So like if your plan is to have, like I said, in 12 months, have 5 speaking engagements, that's a great place to find those 5. Now, how many you have to put in is up to you. I usually give myself 2 hours to submit once a week 5 to 10 proposals. And that brings me out 1%. So what do I get? If I'm putting 10 in, I'm getting 1, not today, but maybe next, tomorrow or something like that. So I'm making sure that I'm putting in the pipeline, and then I'm getting out the 1%, which is probably, if I do 10 and there's 4 weeks, if I do 40, I'm going to get 4 people contacting me back. Yes, you could speak on virtual or whatever, you can come to see me or, whatever, you're going to get that. All right. The next one is Speaker Hub. And I don't know if any of you all have your own 1-page speaker sheet, but I can send that to you. I can send you a, what is it called? I don't know. It's like a way to write it. I don't know what the word is, but I could send it to you, and all you have to do is change the colors and put whatever you want, your pictures or whatever. So if you want that, make sure you put it in the box, and I'll make sure that I send it to you if you want that. And that's Speaker Hub. You'll set up a profile. Again, it's free. Then they also have a trial for 3 months for $10. Take advantage of that for $10. But after that, I think it's like $59 or $69 per month. But it's well worth it because I've been on there since 2015. So it's well worth it. But I take advantage of all the anything that's free for a while, and then the trials. But sometimes I start it up if I need to really get some speaking engagements. I'll pay for a couple of months, and get it done, right? So Speaker Hub is a great place to put up your life coaching information, and then have a way to obtain upcoming events that you could apply for. Another place is called Gig Salad. That's not free. I think it's 3 months, $100 and something, not free. But that's where a lot of speakers have found me. And I would go speak for their conferences or their business conferences. And I've spoken for Home Depot through them. I've spoken for Mercy Hospital through them. So that's how they find you. If you all need help in critiquing that, they have people that can help you do that. If you would like me to help you set it up, just give me a holler. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Another way is to set up a Google alert. So Google has, you go on Google and you search something, right? And you'll say speaking engagements. No, I don't say speaking engagements. Say speaker submissions. That's the word you got to use for conferences. It'll bring up all these conferences. Boom, 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 boom. all over the country, right? But you got to go through them and see if they fit your, what you do. But you can actually go on the side of the Google where it says Google, where it searched everything, and press save this search, and it will alert you every time a new speaker engagement comes up. I get them all the time, and they may not fit your criteria, but at least you'll get them and be like, "Oh yeah, this sounds like a good one," and you'll be able to submit for it. Okay. Um, Another great place that you can get those 5 new people to speak to is on Alignable. Um, I always win. So it goes by your town. It's called Alignable, and you're able to literally um, put up your information and connect with new other people to either do like a lot of my authors come from there. I have made connections with authors over there. Some of my workshops I put together, I connected with other coaches on there, and some of my business I've been referred out to some people. And so you just have to know your 5 people that really are going to that's going to connect with you for your business, and they would spread the word for you. So it's really a great place to start. So commit to 2 to 4 hours a week. And again, I'm going to say it again, hire an intern. So important to do, to hire an intern to do some of this work. And that is really it. Listen, don't watch everybody else. Don't look at anybody else. Create your own system. Create your own forms, have your own system. It doesn't take that long to create your system. So like on your calendar, even, okay, I come home. If you're at a full-time job, okay, I come home, I'm going to spend an hour doing this, and put it in your calendar on your phone so it buzzes or it rings and it lets you know, do this. And you have it set up that you can go through all these websites and look for, speaking engagements, look for opportunities to coach someone, look for that. But the way you get coaching clients is reverse. Is speaking engagements first, then you get the coaching clients. I used to think it was like, getting them first. It really is not. It's the big one first, and then your name gets spread everywhere. Then you get the clients. Okay, so if that makes sense to you, and I'm gonna shut my mouth right now. I hope that you got something out of it. If you have a question, please let me know. Yeah, template. That's the word. Thank you, Yvonne. It's the template. I couldn't think of it. But if you have questions, this is the time that you could do that. And yes, the PowerPoint will be available. I guess that's it. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for now. If you have any questions. Any questions? Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Yvonne, for being here. Thank you, Delisha, for being here. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so if there is no questions, also remember that I made the connection with Life Coach Institute. Make sure if you're looking to start and you need the certification, very easy. Do that. Let's see, anything else I could offer you for free? But I will send the template to everyone that wants it. The template, I will do that right away. I'll send it to you by email. But those are some places that you can start right away to start getting yourself out there into the world of speaking and getting your clients. I think the next time I'll come back is show you how to once you go to the conference, how do you get speaking engagements and how to sell from the back of the room so that you have coaches. I mean, you can coach clients in that group of people. So I will show you that the next time around. If there are no questions, I hope that I helped you. And again, you can call me. If you need something answered about this, I can help you really focus on it. If you want to send me your your what you do, your explanation of what you do, your pitch, or your what is it called, or your slogan, and you want me to help you with that to fine tune it a little bit more, I can do that as well. Okay, so don't be afraid to just like email me or call me, and I can help you do that because I really want to see everybody succeed. All right. Have a great night. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you guys real, real soon. Bye for now.